Hari Om Tat Sat. Welcome to Jyotirmayananda Society, a journey to self-realization. Please subscribe our channel for the mystical meanings of the scriptures and to enjoy daily satsang with us. We are currently studying the mystery of the soul, Katha Upanishad, authored by Swami Jyotirmayananda, narrated by myself, Swami Nikhilananda. We are on chapter 1, mantra number 4. So Nachiketa said to his father, O father, I am also thy wealth. To whom will thou give me? He repeated this twice and thrice. Then the father, being enraged, said, I give thee to death. Hearing these such words from his beloved son, Uddalaka became frustrated because his affection for Nachiketa seemed to be fruitless. He was trying to save those cows for him, and Nachiketa kept on agitating him out of concern for his father. So, overcome by anger, he said, I shall give you to death. Next mantra 5. Among many disciples, I have been with those of the highest order. Among others, I may have been considered medium class, but never have I been of the lowest class. What mission does Lord Yama, the god of death, have for me? What purpose does my father wish me to fulfill? Nachiketa is thinking. Hearing the words of his father, Nachiketas thought within himself, just as a tamasic person, a person in whom inertia predominates, utters words to harm himself, so my father has uttered words thoughtlessly for his own misfortune. Parents grieve when their son dies. The pain is equal to the painful consequence of killing a Brahmana. Brahmana in this context is a virtuous soul. My father knows all the scriptures. Why did he invite this trouble? This is really surprising. There is no loss to me. On the other hand, I will gain merit to die for a righteous cause. Whoever is born in this world is subject to death. Can you imagine the thought process of this beautiful young soul who may be young in body but very advanced, very old at the soul level, highly introspective? In the course of time, Nachiketas thought, he will suffer at my separation. Without me, he will not be happy even for a single moment. Reflecting over the sufferings of my father, I feel much pain in my heart. I do not worry about it, but if I do not go to the god of death, I will be doing wrong. Mantra number 6. O Father, remember how our forefathers acted and also how great men have acted in similar circumstances. Like corns, the mortals are born and then they die. And like corns, they are born again. Like crops. Seeing his father in deep agony for having uttered these thoughtless words, Nachiketas thought, let me relieve my father of his agony by adopting some wise method. He addressed his father, Dear father, thou hast not uttered a single false word from this very birth. Please reflect over the steadfastness of your vow of truth. Even your forefathers did not utter an untruth even at the risk of their lives. Therefore, turn your gaze to your forefathers and remember how they acted in similar circumstances. Also consider how others have acted. Karna gave away his natural armor to Indra, cutting it off from his body in order to keep the vow of truth. Shivi gave away his flesh to a pigeon that took refuge in him. Many have given away their lives to save virtuous men who sought their refuge. Dadichi, Rishi, saint, gave away his boons to the gods. King Dashratha sent his dearest son Rama into the densest forest to keep his word. Many others in the past suffered innumerable afflictions in order to keep their words. Please remember them now, O Father. Just as the sun cooks, ripens the fruit on the trees and the grains in the field, so the time spirit sends the beings of the world to death day by day. The individual soul or jiva is subject to repeated incarnations due to virtuous and vicious deeds. Having attained a transitory life, one should not commit any sinful act. Rather, one should perform virtuous deeds always. O Father, even if you do not send me to death, still I shall surely die in the course of time. You and all other creatures must die one day or the other. Therefore, please send me to death. Keep your words. On the other hand, if you render your words false because of your affection to me, you will surely suffer from the evil consequences of false speaking. I too shall attain lower status due to disobedience of your command. Hearing these words of Nachiketas, Udalaka sent his son to Yamaloka. Yamaloka is the abode of death, with a heavy heart. It was not the right moment for Nachiketas. Yama, the god of death, was engaged in affairs away from his palace. Hearing from his servants that Yama had gone to some other place, Nachiketas fasted there for 3 days. Yama did not return to his house for 3 days in order to test the patience of Nachiketas. The omniscient Lord Yama had already directed his servants thus: if in my absence Nachiketa arrives here, please send him away to the earth by instructing him in various ways. Accordingly, the servants of Yama told Nachiketas, O Nachiketas, why did you come to this terrible land of death? You have arrived here before the time is fixed for you. Yama does not accept any creature who is not meant to die. This is why Yama is not present. Please hurry back to your place, to your father's home. Though advised again and again, Nachiketa never wavered from his unflinching patience. Seeing the unwavering determination of Nachiketa, Yama returned after 3 days. Seeing Yama return, the servants of Yama told him thus. Mantra number 7. O Lord Yama, the fire god himself has arrived in the form of this guest. Therefore, the people bring peace offerings and water to appease him. Do thou bring water, O son of the sun god? A Brahmin guest is even like fire. He must be appeased by showering reverence to him. Any disrespect shown to him destroys the merits of the host, even as fire consumes a forest. Yama, who is the Lord of the laws, cannot violate them because he must set an example for all to follow. A Brahman is a man of wisdom, a man of knowledge, somebody who has the ways to give you guidance. So if he is disrespected, that is a disrespect to divinity, and that is why the merits are reduced according to the deeper insights. Mantra number 8. If an ignorant man lets a Brahman guest stay in his house without food, all his prosperities, such as hope, various forms of expectation, company with good men, friendly discourse, sacrifices, gifts, sons, and cattle, are destroyed. The following are various forms of prosperity for a householder. So, when a Brahman guest is neglected, all these are destroyed. What are destroyed? These things we'll cover in this mantra. Asha. Asha means hope, desire for uncertain happiness. Pratiksha is expectation, desire for a secure form of happiness. Sangata is good company or holy association with sages and saints. We also call it satsang. Sanrita, the speech that increases delight by revealing the true meaning of the Vedas, or that which gives good counsel in an opportune moment of life. Ishta are sacrifices wherein oblation is poured in fire for attaining some desire. Put, Purta Various gifts and generous acts such as constructing houses for the poor, digging wells, etc. So they are basically good merits, punya karmas. And putra is a son through one's wedded wife. Pashu, valuable animals such as cows, etc. So, the key to prosperity lies in recognizing your unity with all and sharing whatever you have with others. Serving guests is an act of such recognition, especially when the guest is a saint or a sage. Thus, the servants of Yama reminded him of the ancient traditions of serving guests and implored him to satisfy Nachiketa with gifts. We will continue this journey and start from mantra number 9 in tomorrow's satsang. Hari Om Tat Sat.